Hey students, what's the day? I don't know. But today is our science seminar. Now, like I said before, we're going to be doing this a lot differently. Let's go ahead and first let's talk about our end of unit assessment, which is tomorrow. You will be jumping on to Amplify, and you will be taking that, answering all of the multiple choice questions and short answer questions. So remember, if you want to review, please take a look at the vocabulary, take a look at the key concepts, take a good look at the feedback that I've given you on some of these assignments, specifically the feedback for 3.3. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lesson for today. So we are in 4.3, our science seminar. And here's what I want you to do. When you get into the lesson, let's go ahead and let's go straight to the homework. You'll see why in just a second. And it wants to load slow. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe it had a rough night. I don't know. Okay, so our homework. There are two questions for the first part of your homework. And the first question is, or part one anyway, the prompt says, hey, before you write your argument, because we're going to write an argument of whether or not we think it was one storm or multiple storms that destroyed the Wilderness Education Center, it says you will need to explain to the people at Carson Wilderness Education Center what causes a rainstorm. What causes a rainstorm? That's really the key thing. So that's the first thing you're doing. It says use space below to write them an explanation. Be sure to tell them about all the factors that can cause a rainstorm. What were some of the factors that we've been working with and that we've been talking about? Oh yeah, we've been talking about the amount of surface water, because you have to have something that'll evaporate into the air. We've been talking about warm weather, how that causes bigger storms. And we've been talking about winds also and how that can propel an air parcel even higher into the troposphere. Oh yeah, remember, they are not experts in meteorology, and apparently you are. So show me what you know, write about what causes a rainstorm right here. That's the first part of your argument. The second part is which claim do you actually support? It says write a scientific argument that addresses the question, how was the Carson Wilderness Education Center damaged? First, state your claim. You may choose to use one of the two claims given above, or you can create your own. Hey, I'd be really curious to see if you have your own claim for any of these. Make sure you use evidence from the May data table or the evidence cards to support your claim. You have to have evidence to support your claim. Make sure you give your reasoning. Why does your evidence support your claim? And as soon as you do the homework and you finish part two, what I want you to do is I want you to go onto our Google Classroom. I've posted a question for 4.3, and it's this question: how was the Carson Wilderness Education Center damaged? I want you to copy what you put for part two here, and I want you to paste that onto our Google Classroom, okay? You're not done yet. I want you to read and reply to at least two other students and what they wrote. So since we can't be together and share our arguments about what we think happened, to conduct this science seminar, we're doing it online. And you're going to read the arguments that another student has put forth, and you're going to respond to them. Don't just say, oh my gosh. Don't just say, good job. I like your data. Your evidence is neat. Please give them a constructive response that shows that you actually read what they wrote. And yeah, I mean, you can support it. That's fine. You can reject it. That's fine too. Of course, let's be polite about what we write. I don't think I have to worry about that. But yeah, so that's what you'll do. You'll paste this answer onto our Google Classroom, and then you will read and respond to two other students. Hey, as soon as you've done that, or even before if you want, go to activity 4, the other homework, which is the self-assessment. This will again help you to think about some of these concepts we've been learning throughout this unit, and hopefully give you an idea of whether or not there's anything that you should probably go back and double check. As always, if you have any questions, please email me. Go and use that form. I'm going to try to actually come up with a different way to use that form in the future. But there you go. Let's take this assessment tomorrow.